I incorporate the dummy launcher and the starter pistol into training for a reason, because it brings the dog's excitement level up so high that we push the dog past that point of excitement and make it compliant and stable. But at the beginning, they're not. Now, supposedly, I don't remember, but his dad said that I did work with a starter pistol with Bowser, but that was, you know, he went home, he's 5.5 months old or something. So if you don't, like if you have a puppy, you want to keep working everything that the dog trainer, like if he was doing the dummy, he clearly wasn't doing the dummy launcher, or maybe he was, I don't know, I'd have to like check. But if you don't continue doing it when they're a puppy, they'll resort back to their original way. And that's true with dog training in general. You got a dog, training is the lifetime of the dog. It's just when the dog's a puppy, you really keep consistently doing the maintenance training with the dog. If you don't, they just sort of forget. It's a lot of muscle memory for the dog. So I fired a pistol, and he flipped out. He got off his, he was sitting, and he got up. It's Bowser. I need to keep advancing Bowser. And when he was a puppy, the owner said that I did go over the starter pistol with him, but I don't know if he's been around firearms since. So I'm going to go over it, make sure that Bowser's cool with it. Bowser's going to do the dummy launcher for sure. Like, he could do it in snow like this. I don't know about the little dogs, but he's got to do it. To place target, I'll quickly grab him. Well, he's on a leash. I'm not grabbing him, but I'm going to put him back on the place target. So I'm assuming I'll see a little bit of a reaction, but not much. Bowser, sit! Let's step back as far as I can. Sit! No, sit! No. That's about what I expected. This isn't gonna be a problem. Here. Come on, here. Get up there, dude. No. Get up there. Sit down, brother. Sit. No, sit. That's a little bit more of a reaction than I thought. Right there. Come here, dude. What are you doing? Come here. Here. He hasn't had been around a gun since he was a puppy. This is an example of, like, if you don't go over stuff during the dog's life, they just sort of forget it. Get up there. No, up. Sit. Sit. Now see, he's doing the same stuff that I see with the dog that I've never gone over it with. They forget. Even that sound, see? See the sound? See how he reacts? This is a gun-shy dog at this point. He is totally gun-shy. There's no way I could do a dummy launcher with him. We have to go over this. Now, the rest of the session, I don't use the starter pistol. It's just about sort of getting him to function a little bit better than he is right now. That's all I'm doing. We can't go in with him like this. We're not going to retreat. We're going to keep working. And that's exactly what I'm doing. We're going to keep working. And I just he doesn't need to function great, but we're not leaving the area, you know. So I just want to do something I know I'll probably have success with. But see how far he's going? He's not coming right to heel. He's flipped out. If he wasn't on that leash, he would run. And that's just it. You got to go over this with the dog. And if your dog trainer isn't going over this with your dog, he should. All dogs should have this under their belt. So see how he is? He's a mess. I just need him to function a little bit, and then we're going to put him up. Yeah, he's real gun shy. Shake. He clearly had, it's not a big deal. He had gun shyness, which all dogs have in varying degrees if you don't work with them. It's just so beneficial to be able to make the dog so excited it can't function, but then be able to make it function with the same thing, and they end up like not caring about this. They end up looking at this as something positive. And that's another thing that we'll be doing is retrieve. So I'll fire the pistol, throw a retrieve, and he'll go get it. So they really hear the loud sound as like something positive. Now he's stable now, but for demonstration purposes, I wanted you to know what I did, which is the first thing that I do is I work with him in a high collar like this. He'd be like, he'd have the leash on and be straight up, so there's tension. It's not loose. Even That's a little loose, actually. There'd be a little bit of tension, but not much. And I'd fire the pistol, and if the dog got up, I'd try and get the dog to sit his ass back down by saying, no, sit. He does have training. He does have training. So after about the third day, I could fire the pistol, and I'd be probably 50 to 75 feet away, something like that. I'd fire the pistol, and he would stay sitting, but there'd still be a lot of shaking. Now the shaking, all that stuff dissipates, especially when they start associating it with something fun, which is about to happen for him. We're going to start associating it, that loud sound, with the retrieve. But the other thing that I would do would be this, and I'll show you, and I do this with most of the dogs that I'm trying to get on gun shy, and that's just walk the dog on a leash, because when I'm firing the pistol, like I have a pistol in my hand, I'm firing the pistol, but I have the dog in this hand, and if the dog is getting out of line, I can correct it. Here, I can't correct it. That's why it's in a high collar. There's tension, telling the dog, you can't go anywhere, dog. I don't want the dog to get up out of sit. I want the dog to be able to stay in the sitting position. Now he can. Like after this, I'll probably give him a hurry, hurry command, and see him at distance. I'll tell him to sit. I'll fire the pistol. He doesn't have the leash on, and he's stable. He stays sitting. So I'll show you what I do with the leash. So I'll do something like this. Like I won't, I'm gonna hold the leash in a proper way, right? I'm gonna have it locked. Remember, this is not for your wrist. Never put your wrist in this. You're just asking the dog to have behavioral problems. Put your thumb in there and learn how to hold your leash proper. Seriously, during the board and train, it takes everybody about 3 days to sort of figure out the leash. It's not that easy, but if you learn how to do it, you can control a dog. So I'll have the dog, and I'll be walking the dog around just like this, right? And I might be doing a little leash flexing while I'm doing it. And then I'll pull the gun out, right? Give him a little leash flexing like this, and then I'll shoot. And I just keep walking. I look at the dog and see how he's responding. And he's not flipped out. He's not, trying to get away or anything. Here, heel. Come on, heel. Let's do it again. And that way I can keep telling the dog, don't worry about it. I'm right here. I have the leash in my hand. But I don't do this until I've been doing the dog over in a high collar like this. Let me show you this again. Here, heel. Come on, Bounce. So I don't start doing the walking thing with the leash. Maybe on average, every dog is different. Like I might have them in a high collar like this for 3 or 4 days, and maybe skip a day sometimes. I've been doing this so long, each dog is different, and it's instinctual at this point for me. I can sort of read the dog as I go. So I've done it for 3, 4 days, maybe 5 days, maybe a week. It would depend. Each time I do it, I'm assessing the dog and, how much shaking is there. We want the shaking just to completely stop. So I've done that for 3 or 4 days, and I've started at about, 100 feet away doing this, right? And if he would be getting up, I'd say, no, sit. And I'd be telling him, no, sit. Good boy, Bows, good boy. There's no shaking now. So they start getting it. You have to tell the dog when it's screwing up, too. Like if he would get up, I'd say, no, sit. If you're not going to tell your dog no, if you're going to think that your dog's going to be you're going to have a good canine citizen in the human world by not saying no to the dog, you're an idiot. If you had a dog trainer tell you something like that, like you don't even have to you can use all purely positive methods, and you're going to have a dog that understands and is going to be safe and listens, it's a joke. Don't listen to food trainers. Just because somebody can train a dog with food doing an agility course doesn't mean that the dog can function doing anything else. Do you understand? You can train a rat to go through a maze for food. The same's true. You can do the same thing with a dog, but with a dog, you can train it to jump over the barrel, do the weed pulls, do all that, but you're not training it to be compliant for a human or to be calm around a human. And that's really what you want. You want the dog to follow direction. You want the dog to be calm as calm as it can be in all situations. And this is the truth. Hunting dogs, they're known as notoriously friendly and stable dogs. All this has to be gone over with the hunting dog. And they start associating these loud sounds with something positive. It isn't that the dog gets to go do something when it hears a loud sound. It's just a conditioned thing in the dog that it knows that, oh, I heard this, and now I'm probably gonna, I need to stay calm, but if I stay calm, I get to play the game and I get to go do the retrieve. It's very positive. Also, while you're doing this, you're using a dummy launcher or something, the dog is learning to find gunpowder residue. Doing scent work with your dog is so positive. They start seeing this smell. He could smell this as soon as I shot it. He could smell it. It's gunpowder. It's very easy for dogs to smell. But they start seeing that as something positive, and then that can be used, like the dummy launcher. You can use the dummy launcher, and then, okay. Then they can use the dummy launcher. It's something positive when the dog's doing retrieves, but they have to do the retrieve a specific way. It isn't just go get the object and bring it back and drop it at my feet. No, you spin into heel, you hold it, and then you drop it when I say drop. So, see, he's stable now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him off of the leash, and I'm going to let him go hurry, or whatever he wants to do. I'm going to have him sit, and then I'll fire the pistol, just to make sure he's being stable. He needs to get this. Baz, you need to do the dummy launcher. He's going to do it. Sit. Good boy. Okay, here. Here, Baz. Here, come on, let's go. Here. Sit. No, sit. Sit. Awesome, though. Sit. Sit. Beautiful. Here. Come on, buddy. You did. That's good. Good.